Instead of passing the eggnog, you might want to pass along your resume. Mary Eileen Williams, author of Land the Job You Love, joins us with some tips on how to network at parties. And I like this, without being pushy, without being that guy that's at the party looking for a job.
You don't want to be pushy, definitely, because this is a holiday event.
And don't do this at your workplace party. That's important, too.
Right.
Looking for another one. I know you believe this time of year is a great time of year to be looking for a job, and I think that would surprise people.
It's actually the best time of year, which is very surprising because your competition levels drop. People stay home and think, why bother? So there's fewer applicants out there.
Yep.
And actually, January and February are the strongest hiring period of the year. They put organizations put in new budgets. They get new projects going. So you want to make sure you're out mixing and mingling in December.
Okay, so I'm mingling, and how do I casually have a little networking conversation that doesn't feel like one?
Well, one of the first things you want to do is at a party, if someone says, well, what do? You don't want to go into your typical elevator speech right away. You want to start out with something I call your 10-second attention grabbers.
Okay.
So I work with someone, she was a buyer at a department store, and her 10-second attention grabber was, I shop with other people's money. Now, you know that's going to arouse interest.
Okay.
You might say you enlighten people on a daily basis.
Well, sure. Well, and when you say that, that invites them to say, tell me more, and so you're not just, getting into the elevator speech. Although, and I know that's a common phrase, but maybe everybody doesn't know what that means. You need to get to your elevator speech. What is that?
Well, actually, the elevator speech is a series of 4 points you want to make.
Okay.
First off, you want to let them know the position that you are going for, the function you provide,
okay,
a little bit about your experience level, and also maybe some of the environments you've gotten that experience in.
Okay.
And then you can move down into the key skills that you bring that distinguish you from the competition, and perhaps an accomplishment or two. Real quickly on that elevator speech, though, when you move into the key skills, it's difficult for us to say them out loud.
Yeah.
So I suggest people use speech softeners, something like, I've always been told that, I've always been complimented on.
Otherwise, you're saying, here's what I'm good at.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
That's not so great.
And elevator speech, I mean, the gist of that is you ought to be, in the course of an elevator ride, be able to give somebody your complete sales pitch, right?
That is exactly right, Paul.
Speech.
Thank you.
No,
yes.
sure, yeah. So, again, it's got to be short and sweet, and there's ways to do it that are casual and friendly that don't ruin the party.
Exactly.
And when the last thing we mentioned earlier, last bullet point that I don't think we got to, is make sure before you're done, you ask what you want. You just tell them, by the way, I'm looking, and here's what it is I'm looking for.
You can say that quite nicely without being pushy, and I'm looking for, say, startup companies or emerging companies in the Sacramento area, or I'm looking for contacts in company XYZ, and then just be quiet, and many times you'll get some great suggestions and tips.
You know anybody? Yeah, no, that's great. Should I not be handing out cards?
You know, you could have them in your pocket,
in case,
but you don't necessarily want to wear them around your neck or anything.
Good advice, as always. Happy Thanksgiving to you,
Well,
Mary
thank
Eileen
you.
Williams.
Thank you so much for having me on again.
I enjoy it when you come in. And once again, her book, How to, well, this subject was How to Network Without Being Pushy, but the title of your book is Land the Job You Love. And hopefully people do love their jobs. And if you don't, go find the one you will love.
You got it,
Thanks,
Paul.
Mary Eileen. We appreciate it. Coming up, he may be the most famous